Hello people, hope you're well. I'm Tara Love Perry, self-love teacher, soul guide, soul reader. And today I want to talk to you about uncomfortable truths, which I think we all have to face right now. So I'm going to talk about that. And some harsh facts, which I think are super important, and I want to highlight them. I think we all need to get really clear on this fact. And the saving grace. Thank goodness there's always the silver lining, the golden solution to everything. So starting with the uncomfortable truth. Now I'm going to share first of all my uncomfortable truth so that we can broach this subject together, okay? My uncomfortable truth is that actually I really don't like doing videos. It just kind of weirds me out. I'm talking to a camera. I much prefer talking to people. When I can see you and you can see me and I feel you and you feel me and there's that connection, I can speak my truth. I can speak from my heart. I can pick up your vibes all day long. When I'm talking to a video like this, because I've got an important message to say, it's literally the passion and the energy and the spirit inside of me that is wanting to share this message so badly, so intensely, that it literally, I have to get me out of the way in order just to deliver the message. Okay, a lot of people really don't understand that about me. I like live people. Videos, you know, I have to think about my hair and the lighting and the makeup, and I can't be bothered with any of that. It's not important to me. So I'm actually doing this video right now because there's some disturbing facts that I think are, certainly in my life in the last month, have been more highlighted than ever before. They were already there. Now it's highlighted even more, and it's driven me to make certain decisions. And I want to share that with you for a reason, because basically I want you to get on board with it. Right? I think we all need to get on board with it. Bear with me. So why did I start with my uncomfortable truth? Because what I find is that everybody has their own uncomfortable truth. There's our own resistance, our own fears, our own blocks that stop us from doing an important thing that we need to do. Our soul can be screaming at us. We can know in our heads. We can still feel the energy and the passion in our bodies. But that block, that limitation, that fear can stop us. And I find this constantly with the people that I'm helping. Now, typically, I've been helping healers, therapists, teachers, carers, coaches, people in the well-being industry, the self-care industry, the kind of spiritual industry as well, and those that serve others, social care, you know, whatever, all those different fields. These are typically the people that work with me one-to-one and that I coach and who I train in the modality that I've been teaching now since 2008. Anyway, my point is, all of you good people, parents included, if you're a parent, this message is also really for you. What gets in the way from people wanting to go out there and do the good work and work with the method that I share with them is their fear of looking back at themselves. It's that fear of, if I start a journey of self-love, genuine, I don't mean self-obsession and narcissism, I mean genuine, real, human, deep, unconditional love. And we all know that place. It's just super buried in most people. But when I invite them on that journey to helping completely transform, heal, resolve their lives, their trauma, and everything is entirely possible with unconditional self-love and with the method that I teach, the thing that blocks them is that fear of looking at themselves. Now, they can all agree, yay, self-love is the way. And even that, like a few years ago, you know, wasn't as easy as it is now. Like, seriously, 15 years ago when I started teaching this, self-love, people did not know what I was talking about. Thankfully now people do, and they can go, yeah, self-love is important. It's potentially life-changing if you really get into it and you really think about it. But I'm going to put it off because I actually just can't face it right now. I'm not ready to love myself. I'm not ready to go to those parts of myself that I've hidden away, blocked away, shut behind cupboards and doors and walls and barriers. I'm not willing to go in and start opening those up and setting myself free and healing myself and shining the light in the darkness inside of me and really loving myself. People find that absolutely terrifying. Guess who's the most terrified? The healers, the therapists, the coaches, the carers, the people that are going out there helping others. Actually, maybe you're not the most terrified, but you guys are the ones that know how important this message is, and not just the message, but the actual doing, the actual methodology that actually works, like that really works. It's like they say to me, Tara, it looks amazing. I'll come back to you in a year when I'm ready. I'll come back to you in 2 years when I'm ready. I know I need to do it, but first I need to go and do my inner work. And I'm like, guys, seriously, there are people out there that need our help. And this is bringing me now to the harsh facts. In the last month, sorry if I'm being like a little bit full on and passionate, but this really matters to me. This is super disturbing to me, and I can't keep a lid on it. Okay, so in the last month, I have had many of my friends who are NHS workers, carers, teachers, parents, therapists, just chatting to me, catching up and telling me how a young person that they know, or a child that they know, or someone else that they know has had a child seriously harm themselves, or who's been continuously self-harming for a long time, which is like, what? Once is bad enough, let alone continuously for a long period of time, and it's still happening and nothing's being done about it. And two, that there is a serious amount of young people in my immediate sphere who have taken their own lives recently. This to me is abhorrent. This to me is disturbing at the deepest level. It should not be happening in our society. And of course, some of it's, we can't control everything. The world's a crazy place, especially in the last 3 years. There's only so much we can do. However, I'm going to invite you, would you be willing to get all of your own blocks and fears out of the way, to have that courage enough to face your own blocks and fears and actually just move through them and realize that the thing that you've been putting off isn't actually that scary at all. In fact, it's liberating, it's beautiful, it's amazing, it's enlightening, it's a relief, and it's so much easier than you think it's going to be. And that is going to your own darkness, your own unhealed wounds, your own fears, so that you can move through that with unconditional self-love. And so that then, if you can do it, you're then in a position, you wonderful carers, coaches, conscious people out there, you loving, genuine human beings out there that have enough care, enough love, and enough willingness, enough passion to actually go out there and help these kids and young people that need it. They need us. The amount of stories I've heard in the last month where, and I'm hearing the same message, that young person that took their lives or harmed themselves was saying to their adults before that bad thing happened, that they just don't know why they're here anymore. They don't know why they're here in the world. That's the saddest thing. And the thing is, I know exactly how that feels, because that's how I felt. At the age of 14, I too did not want to be alive, and I was harming myself, and nobody even noticed. And nobody could help me. And I did not want to be alive. And thankfully today I am alive, but that suicidal ideation lasted for 10 years, and I don't think anybody was aware of it. And thank goodness, even at that time, in my darkest time, I had enough self-love, a glimmer of self-love in me that stopped me from doing that, from harming myself so severely, or from taking my own life. So this touches me deeply because the thought of another young person, for instance, my children, I've got a 21 and a 22-year-old, soon to be 23. I can't bear the thought of them feeling that. And yet I did at their age. You know, and I think if you're a parent, an adult, an auntie, an uncle, a grandparent, a decent human being, if you're a teacher, a carer, a coach, a healer, I'm going to invite you to try something, because I know most of the people that come to me, they're like, oh, they've tried everything. They've done this therapy and that therapy and this therapy. And it gets a little bit disillusioning after a while because it only goes so deep. It only goes so far. And I'm not saying those things aren't good. They're great. However, if you want to get to the core, if you want to get to the root cause of someone's deepest disharmony, deepest issues of core unworthiness, a complete sense of I don't belong here, a complete sense of dissonance and distrust of life and being on this planet, that's pretty deep stuff. That's not something you can work out with psychology. That's not something you can work out with sound healing or Reiki. Those things are great. Trust me, I love them. However, you need something that's going to go deeper. You need a different tool to access that place. And the tool that is the tool that is deep enough, the thing that you need, the only thing that gets that deep is love. Genuine, unconditional, real love. That's what gets into those deepest cracks and darkest places. And being able to unconditionally love another human being is, of course, absolute harmony. It's bliss, it's divine. However, it's not enough, because I could love you till the cows come home, genuinely, like an angel from heaven, and it would not actually heal you, because those blocks, those wounds, those traumas, those pains, those dark places, those hideous feelings inside of you that you've inherited and that you've been programmed with, that you kind of were birthed into this life, the only one who can go to those places, who knows those places intimately, and whose love is enough, whose love is the right medicine, the right calibration, the right vibration, the right fit, is your love. It doesn't matter who else loves you, in a way, because it just bounces off the surface. It doesn't get deep enough. However, I can teach you a way where you can show up with the most presence, the most authentic love, and then guide your person, your young person, your child, your client, the person that you are trying to help, into a process where they can meet themselves and get very, very quickly connected to themselves in the most profound way. It usually blows people's minds and they start crying immediately, because it's that fast, it's that quick, it's that obvious, but everybody misses it. To get that sense of connection, for a person to recognize themselves, to come home to themselves. And I've got a tool that enables you as the healer, the coach, the therapist, the teacher, the carer, the grown-up, to help your person get deeply connected to that part of themselves, even if it's deeply buried, even if it's deeply in the subconscious, pretty quickly and fast and easily, exactly to that place where their love is needed. It's like rescuing the abandoned inner child inside, or rescuing the traumatized person. And it's done with so much presence, with so much compassion, that actually going directly into those most wounded places is not painful, it's not re-traumatizing. It's actually an immense relief. It's actually like, thank God someone came. And thank God I can go there and I can be that one that goes in to get myself out again. And I'm going to show you a process where you can facilitate that with somebody else. Now, the saving grace is, right? That is the saving grace, to be honest. It's like the mental health issues in this society right now as seriously. I don't think anybody thought they could get any higher pre-2020, and then they did, and they're off the charts. Everybody needs this. Everybody needs the saving grace. Everybody needs the life ring, everybody needs the life raft sent to them right now. And so I don't think we can wait for someone else to save us, but we can know how to save ourselves. And then once you've saved yourself, you've got your own life ring on, and you're afloat, and you're calm, and you're centered, and you're in your power. And then you can actually help somebody else as well and say, hey, get in the life ring, right? Get in the life raft. So that's what I have to offer. The saving grace is, because this meant so much to me, it has meant so much to me. I pretty much eat, sleep, drink, everything I do is constantly thinking of how can I help more people? How can I talk about this message? How can I market my program, which really drives me absolutely nuts? And in all honesty, here's another uncomfortable truth. I just can't stand it. I try, I'm rubbish at it. I don't like it. And it's not that I don't want to share it with the world. I want to share it with everyone. But sitting on my computer trying to figure out all these marketing, can't stand it. Anyway, where was I? I just want to get it into people's hands. I got given this incredible method. I'm so blessed. I'm so lucky. And if it's sitting on my shelf, not doing anything because people are too blocked by their own fears, even though they want it, but they're like, no, I'll come back later for it. I'm like, oh my God, just have it already. Just try it. Just use it. It's going to change your life. It's easier than you think it's going to be. I don't want it just sitting on the shelf. And especially when I get my own blocks around marketing and sales, and it's just like, oh my God, I just want to just put it out there. Okay. So what I decided to do is to make it easier, because I also know if I just give it away, because I've done that before. In 2020, I gave a ton of courses away. I trained people for an entire year for free. And you know what happened? Loads of people said, yes, I want it. I'm so passionate. I'm dedicated. I'm committed. I promise. And then almost all of them fell away, and virtually nobody was committed, and not one person graduated that course. Right? So, because I know that in order to receive the value that I've got for you, which is seriously, you can't put a price on it. It is literally game-changing, life-saving stuff. And I'm not saying that to big myself up. I'm saying that because the method is miraculous. It's extraordinary. It was a gift to me. I want to pass it on. You need to invest in it. There needs to be an energy exchange. You need to have a sense of value enough for yourself, and a sense of value enough of your purpose and what you're doing here to invest something in and give an exchange. And also I need to pay the rent, right? So let's do an exchange. And I thought, how can I make this even easier than I've already made it? Right? I'm trying to work it all out. So I decided that I've created 3 different ways that you can opt into this training. One way, and it's a super low price, that if you're a parent or you're somebody that doesn't want to work with this method with clients, you don't want to use it professionally, you're not going to take it to work with you, you don't need to be qualified, you don't need an accreditation, you just want to get the advanced level method so that you can use it to help the people that you care about in your life. Maybe that's your partner, your children, your parents, your friends, okay? In your immediate circle. I've packaged this as an advanced personal use option, okay? Super cheap. It's totally self-study. You buy it, it goes over 12 weeks, you do 1 week, modules every week, and then they unlock, so you've got 12 weeks worth of content, and you've got 2 payment options for that to make it even easier. And the second option is the option that's the full accredited professional training. Now, you can be a professional therapist, a coach, or a medical person, or you can just be like a healer, a carer, an unqualified mental health practitioner, maybe a Reiki healer or a yoga teacher, or even a primary school teacher or something like that. And you want to learn how to do this to a professional standard, then you also get that 12-week online package, if you like, learn self-study coaching package, but you also get 12 weeks of live group online coaching with me personally. I'm going to train you personally how to best use this method, and it's 12 weeks and it's accredited and it's at a super low price, and it's the results that I had of this so far are amazing. You can just click the button below or above this video and go check out the testimonials, go listen to those guys' stories. Like, if that doesn't make you want to do it, then I don't know what will, okay? That's not my words, it's theirs. And the third option is if you don't just want to work one-to-one, maybe you're a therapist, a coach, a healer, whatever. You don't want to just work one-to-one, you want to work with groups, and you know the value of ongoing mentoring and supervision, right? If you have a requirement for supervision in your profession after you've trained in a modality, then this is for those, true professionals who want to get the entire deal. You learn how to do it on a one-to-one basis. You learn how to do it on a group basis so that you could run retreats, support groups, online, offline. Heck, you could even really run big events like I used to and have hundreds of people in the room with you using this method with hundreds of people at once. That's actually one of my favorite ways of doing it. I love it, love it, love it. If that sounds interesting to you, okay, all you have to do, guys, whether it's option 1, 2, or 3, all you have to do is ask yourself this question: would I be willing to love myself enough to meet myself, connect with myself, and love myself the way that I most need it right now? Or am I going to keep putting it off because it scares the hell out of me and I'm not going to face it, and I'm going to pretend like I haven't got time and I'm too busy and I haven't got enough money and there's so many other more important things to do in life? Because you can't kid yourself. You can kid someone else, but you can't kid yourself. Okay? This is an urgent situation. There needs to be more love, more compassion, and more real humanity on this planet urgently, or it's all going to go tits up. Harsh truth. It's a mess. Okay? Love is the one and only answer. Those are the words of Albert Einstein. Love is the one and only answer. It's the only force powerful enough to break through all of the bullshit, all of the lies, all of the programming, all of the ancestral conditioning that breaks through all of the hurts and heals all of the wounds. It is the one and only force. And knowing how to love yourself in exactly the right way, with exactly the right words, and connect to that part of you in exactly the right time is a skill that everyone should have. Okay? And that's why, final message. Oh, sorry, I get really... Final message. Because this is something I've actually always wanted to do, and I've been going about it a little bit backwards. I thought that, if I want to help the young people, then I need to help the grown-ups first, so that the grown-ups can help themselves and then help the young people and help make this world a better place for our kids. Turns out that most of the grown-ups are way too scared, and I've already sort of said all of that stuff. So I've got to this place where I'm like, I just want to go straight in and help the kids. I'm going to be helping children and young people. Obviously, I want to help that full range, but right now I'm focusing on kind of 14 to 16 to 29, 30, that kind of, I know it's quite a big bracket, but that bracket, let's say 14 to 29-year-olds, I'm going to be focusing the vast majority of my attention on this group of people. And I'm going to be putting together a team. I'm applying for funding. I want to get some real power and energy and force behind this and help more young people and children learn how to love themselves with the I Love You Me method, because it works and they need it. And there's a gazillion different amazing ways that can happen. And I actually invite any young people that have already used I Love You Me method to get in touch with me straight away. And anybody that wants to be part of this team and help deliver, create ways of getting this message and this method to our beautiful kids and young people. Thank you for listening. I love you. That's really all that matters at the end of the day, is love. The rest of it will literally move out of the way. Love will literally move mountains and part oceans and lead us where we need to go. So I'm sending you all so much love. Please have a look below, click the link, check it out, check out the options. Please choose at least one of those. I mean, you can't choose two. Just choose one. Choose one is all I'm saying. Just choose an option. Whichever one works for you, choose an option and get in touch with me if you also want to help the kids and the young people. Thank you so much for listening. Peace and love.